especially me upping the risk on a $20,000 account. Right now, sitting about $26,000. I've been risking about $1,500 per trade. There's about 40 people at the pool, and there's nobody besides me in the gym. But I would want to be bullish after we get a retracement. Should I do 50? I think 100 will make the most sense, I ain't gonna lie. Now we dropping. Now that's my entry. Now I'm in the trade right here. But yeah, we about to hit TP1. I want to get an Ethernet because everything about the setup is completely good, except for the fact that I be lagging a little bit sometimes. Daily bag. Today we got the Cartier on. Like, you already got to deal with a lot when it comes to trading as is. So when you got to deal with external, it just adds on top of it. That just makes it a lot harder.
Pretty simple. And then guess what time it happened? Take a wild guess. Why you're bullish, and that's your reason to be able to get into the trade.
Morning, everybody, and welcome back to another video. Right now it is early. It is indeed early. It is 9:30 in the morning. We're running a little bit late. Last night my girlfriend got home mad late, so I was up a little bit late, later than usual at least. But neither here nor there. We're about to get this all situated on the call with the team, and yeah, we're just gonna get straight to it. No days off. Yeah, if you want to join a team, if you want to be able to work with me one-on-one, you can apply in the first link in the description. It was goody. I ain't gonna lie to y'all, I woke up not even 5 minutes ago. I was up so late last night. I looked at the time, it said 9:18. I'm like, well, I guess I'm on time still. But now it's Friday, right? It is Friday, right? Yeah, it's Friday. Copy. Losing my damn mind. Yeah, losing my mind, bro. Oh, shit all looks the same. This is Nas, oh shit. Based off of what I'm looking at, I mean, price looks bullish, but I would want to be bullish after we get a retracement. That's my only problem right now, because price looks mad, just gone. Like, it looks gone. But I want to be bullish for the most part. In terms of what I'm looking for, I want to be bullish, but I'm going to have to wait for a setup that makes sense. I think the best bet is to kind of just let price do its thing and let it show us what it's going to do. But if it runs these previous days highs already, I ain't going to lie to y'all. That would have been a great move to try to be a part of, because considering it's Friday, I want to see it keep going bullish. I don't want to see it come back into the range. But right now, it's looking like we're going to need a lot of volume for it to try to do something like that. It's going to look like it needs a lot of volume to get a deep retracement. NAS is about to run this previous high up here. I'm going to send an alert. Then we got US 30 also. I think US 30 might be best bet to try to catch a trade before it runs that previous high. But only time will tell. We are about to find out. Shit's gone. It's Friday. It's not even NFP. Just a volatile ass Friday. The trade so far, I don't know. It's looking like nothing new trade day. I ain't gonna lie. These 200-300 1 hour gap. Price is already bullish. Besides this trade idea, I honestly don't have any other trade idea. Besides this one, it could retrace all the way down here, but I personally, honestly, don't think it's gonna retrace all the way down here into this area. I just don't think it is. Are we gonna be able to get the trade, or is it gonna do what it did yesterday and US 30 come that close to my entry that I wanna get and then not give it to me? Yesterday, that shit made me mad. Shit made me too mad. But look, we might get this retracement, let's see. I'm ready to hop in this trade already. I ain't missing or, you know what I'm saying, in some bullshit today. Nah, I'm waiting for it. This is gonna be it right here. So for the people watching, this is gonna be in a second. If we can get this entry, what my first trade of the day is gonna be with a 50 point. Damn, 50 looks good. Should I do 50? I think 100 will make the most sense. I ain't gonna lie. I think 100 will make more sense. I'm gonna have to do 100. Scratch that. 50 is not gonna work. I don't feel like taking too many trades. One trade with a 100-point stop loss, I would trust this more. And in best case, it just keeps flying and I get more than I wanted to. I'm not in yet, but this is the trade I'm looking to take. Come on, this shit is right there. All right, this is about to be the first trade of the day. Let's see what we can do in 5, 4, 3, 2. Just a little bit lower. Am I tripping? It should just like stop moving. Ain't no way, bro. Like, I doubt this is even less than 5 points. This is 8 points. But 8 points it plays a part. There we go. Now we dropping. Now that's my entry. Now I'm in the trade right here. First trade of the day. Ideally, last trade of the week. Ideally, last trade of everything for today, the week. I got a 100-point stop loss to make sure that this trade makes the most sense for me to be able to stay in it. Looking for 1 or 2. Let's see what we can do. Like I said, first trade of the day. US 30 longs. Again, we're already bullish
for the week, and it's Friday, so I want to see us continue end off on a bullish note. That is my idea. Now we just gotta wait and see what happens. I mean, that shit was moving fast. If you weren't there watching it, it's exactly when I got in. It was like I was watching it. That's the thing. I'm watching it as it happens. But yeah, we about to hit TP1. Not bad at all. Not bad at all. First trade of the day. About to be up a little. Trade. I mean, all I could do is keep on waiting. It's 9:40, so we got TP hit within 10 minutes. It's not bad. Just, you know, I need TP2 though to be able to get out this trade. But nonetheless, it's a good trade. Just gotta wait and see what happens. Doing numbers, and this just really thinking about retracing right now? No way. I trust you're just coming down here to tap this gap a little bit and keep going higher. I don't think they're gonna try to stop me break. If you try to stop me break even, honestly, I'm probably just not gonna take another trade. The way this shit's moving, this week it sucked. So I ain't gonna lie, bro. This shit really did all this and came right. I'm about to get stop break even. I'm stop break even. That's crazy. That's crazy, bro. Or you can go up. I guess that works too. That's true, but I'm getting it while we're actually here. Best case, we get some volume and it just proves me wrong or right immediately, so I don't gotta stay on these charts. But this is my last trade. Same trade I took the first time, but now I'm getting the entry at 10 o'clock. That's the only difference. I'm using 50 this time, because if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I don't feel like having a 100-point stop loss, aiming all the way for this high. I'd rather be able to get out within this low range, expecting it to reach at least for its wicks high. Like on NAS, like I want to see NAS reach for that 9 a.m. high, but it already ran the previous high, so it's a little different. Best case is just keep going higher, but I'm trusting 50 points, and the 50 points is not enough and it stops me out. The only other area I was willing to watch that I told you I was down here, and that's significantly further. So we shall see. Last trade of the day. 12. Yeah, this shit falling. I mean, hey, I'd rather have volume than no volume. Bro, look, that's TP1 about to be hit on this damn trade again. This is with 50 points, so I should be able to get TP2 way sooner than it took me the first time, but yeah, we keep waiting. I ain't gonna lie to y'all, today sucked. 2 break-even trades. I ain't gonna lie, I'm willing to watch the longs again. I'm about to hop on the game though, because right now, this week pissed me off. You guys seen how nice that trade looked, right? Like that trade looked beautiful. It was a beautiful trade, but it did not want to play out. Shit is unfortunate as fuck. But like I said, I'm about to hop on the game for a little bit, play with some of the people that was in the call, and then yeah, get my day started. Head to the gym. My girlfriend's going to do something right now. I think she's off from work, so probably do something with her when she gets back. But besides that, yeah, I'm about to enjoy my little Friday because this week sucked. Like I said, I'll watch these longs. We still got some time within the 10 o'clock hour, but besides that, blow this candle out, and yeah, RIP. Shitty week. But you live to trade another day. I'm just here to show you the reality of it. Not every week's gonna be $10,000 a week. This week I literally lost $1,000. But like I said, I'm gonna be optimistic. I'm gonna watch these charts. It might be an opportunity, so we'll find out. I had a fun time. Right now it is 12:30. I almost dropped my phone. It's 12:30, and if you look outside, it started raining. It was pouring and everything. But right now, I'm just getting everything logged out of this, getting off the game. I'm about to get my day started. About to take a shower. I told you my girlfriend was out still, so she's still out. So I'm gonna shower so that when she gets back, we can get out of here. I want to get an Ethernet because everything about this setup is completely good, except for the fact that I be lagging a little bit sometimes, and it's probably because I'm not connected to Ethernet with the PC, so that's something I do want to do. I want to get an Ethernet cord today, and besides that, I don't know what the rest of the plans are. We're just going to go with the flow. Matter of fact, I lied. I have to hop on a call with a student. Almost forgot about that, but yeah, let's make it happen.
Yeah, so I told him, like, I've been ending up the game, having this job, like, having jobs was, like, hard for me, because I hate working for somebody, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't like it. You feel me?
Nah, I got you. And nobody does. I feel you on that one. I think it was yesterday, but I was basically just like telling him how basically the reason why it's like that, the reason why Asian session is choppy is because during that time, during Asian session, right, and our time is in the evening, all of our stuff is closed. So all of the things that move the U.S. markets aren't really flowing right now. But when you trade, say, a Forex pair or something that has to do with something with the yen or something with like something regarding Asian like economics, that's probably going to be moving around the Asian session time. Yeah. Vice versa, those Asian session pairs aren't going to be moving much during the New York session because at that time they're asleep, they're not really moving, but this just really depends on what you trade. If you're trading the indexes, US 30, NAS 100, S&P, that's New York session. You still got the London session that plays a part, but in terms of the most volume, it's always going to be New York. But like you said, if you have a time in the way of it, it might even make more sense to trade London because you might actually be able to actually be there though. You might be trading New York, possibly able to catch the better moves, but there's also going to be other friction there versus if you were there every London session, you might be able to just play it better off. You might be more better off like that. Less is more. You don't got to take trades every single day, but if you're kind of dealing with friction and external things, like you already got to deal with a lot when it comes to trading as is. So when you got to deal with external, it just adds on top of it. That just makes it a lot harder. You have like a strategy or you get what I'm saying, like a strategy. I have things that I look for on a daily basis in terms of like confirmations, in terms of just being able to read the market, and such as a lot of things that you name, the gaps, using the fib, being able to read price. You're gonna go over a lot of that inside of the blueprint. All right, we're done with the call. Got my boy locked in, and besides that, now it's time to get the day started. Been in this room for hours. It's time to get out. I'm hungry. Now it is mission get some food. Yeah, I'll see you when we get to the call. Yeah, I got my oversized hoodie on. It feels like a Sunday today. I ain't gonna lie. It's Friday and it feels like a Sunday. So got the baggy clothes on. Got the daily bag. Today we got the Cartier on. We got the same ring on this hand. Got the other ring on the other hand. Let's get to the call. Hopefully it don't start raining while I was out here. We taking your car? Guess so. Guess we taking the red car. Guess I'm passenger. Yes, sir. Yo, we're about to get mad chicken. For anybody in Tampa, mad chicken is pretty decent. Yo, this camera's been mad dark. Here we go.
And your audio.
My audio?
Turn your mic up.
What do you mean, my audio?
You need to turn your mic up. Because
My audio's
when
pretty
you
good.
watch the video, it be sounding like you're so low.
Because when I edited with the music, but this is already,
And even the comments the same.
You know what I'm saying?
Turn your mic up more. Like your voice.
I mean, there's only so much I don't talk into the mic like it's a mic. If I make it too loud, then it's gonna be too loud. I need it to be
No,
just
but there's no
right.
question.
I don't know, I be hearing it. Maybe y'all are the problem. Cause I edited with headset. Like if I didn't edit it with headset, maybe it's the ones without edited with headset.
No, but I had like even my AirPods and playing it out loud. Comments say it.
I don't know, man. When I rewatch the whole video, I make sure I can hear it. Cause then I even post a clip. All right, team, and after eating my food, I came to the executive decision that we're gonna go to the mall. And I wanna see if I could possibly get this cologne. I don't even know if they have like at the mall that I'm gonna go to, but this brand specifically is very good and I wanna try to see it. Honestly, it might be a female perfume, but it low-key smells unisex, and when I smell it, it smells like something I would wanna wear, so that shit smells good, so I'm gonna go see what it's hitting for. There's also this other one, so yeah, I'm gonna go to Neiman Marcus, I'm gonna check that out. But on the other side of things, the two break-even trades. Yes, it was a interesting day for the most part. It's been a shitty week. I lost $1,000. Now that's nothing compared to what I was willing to lose for the week. So in my opinion, it is what it is. I was willing to lose damn near $4,000 this week if I would have lost every single trade back to back to back to back to back. But that's not what happened. I had a lot of missed trades. I had a lot of break-even trades, and I had one L trade, which is what led me to lose that $1,000. But it's okay, especially me upping the risk on a $20,000 account. Right now, it's sitting about $26,000. I've been risking about $1,500 per trade. But with the trade that I lost yesterday, I cut the trade a little bit early, so I didn't lose that full $1,500. I only lost $1,000 with that trade. Thought I heard the dogs, but I think it's the rain, because yeah, that's the reality of it. It's a cloudy day. I ended my Friday. I ended my week, my trading week, on a little bit of a small L note. Not for today with the L, but just yesterday with the L. Today was a break even, 2 break evens. It's just horrible. Shit is horrible. I probably had like 5 break even trades this week. So yeah, I mean, it shows what I'm doing works. It shows I'm getting my 1-to-1s, but you guys know I don't take my profit at 1-to-1. I wait for my 1-to-2s, and that's what works for me. Yes, I coulda, shoulda, woulda taken profit at 1-to-1, but that's not my rules. That's not what I do. That's not what has led me to win. That's not what's got me to this point. So I'm gonna keep doing what works, and I'm gonna keep doing what's working for me and what's led me to this point. Simple as that. If it's not broken, don't try to fix it. That's one thing people gotta stop trying to do nowadays, in my opinion. If it's not broken, don't fix it. But like I said, I'm about to go to the mall, so I'm probably gonna see you guys in the car. Once again, this time I'm gonna be driving. So yeah, I already got a lot of the content from my Instagram posted. And yeah, we hit 30,000 followers on Instagram 2 days ago, and we're already at 30,200. You know why? Because no days off, and how you do one thing is how you do everything. Posting content every day, giving value every day.
trying to make some money trading every day, giving value when it comes to trading every day, but we try my best, man, trying my best. We got back from the stores, went to the mall, went to Target. So the main thing we got at the mall, she got a couple things from Sephora, and I got this cologne, also with a whole bunch of different ones that I get to try, whole bunch of different scents. This one right here I already know is good, so if you guys want a good cologne, this one right here, I have that one. That one's good, but I have a whole bunch of other ones from the same thing that I'm gonna try. So that's the scents, but the one that I actually got that allowed me to get all of those is the Baccarat right here. So that's the cologne that's gonna get added to the collection. And I even have more samples. They gave me a bag for her. She got a white one last week. Then I got the trio for Creed, the Ventus collection. I got the 3 samples of that. Whole lot of different colognes. I ain't gonna lie, like these samples by themselves, they probably sell them for like $10, $20. Not gonna lie. So I got a whole lot of different ones I get to try. I got a new scent, and she likes this one too, so she'll probably end up wearing it sometimes too. And then we went to Walmart, because you guys know I got the PC and everything. The PC got to make sure that the Wi-Fi and everything is straight, but the Wi-Fi isn't so straight. So that's why I got this Ethernet that I'm going to have to plug in from there to there whenever I do anything gaming, whenever I do anything that's going to require like a great connection. I don't need it all the time, but whenever I need that quickness, I can plug it in. And yeah, I also got this hoodie. Besides that, she got a couple things. She got more samples. I got, which ones are those? They gave them probably the same ones again. They gave the same samples that led me to want to go get them. I got another Creed. Which one is this? I don't know, but all I know is I got samples for days, and these samples are good samples. Like this is a $330 cologne right here. Oh, I got more of this one too. Whew. Oh my God, I ain't gonna lie. Colognes is something I'll spend my money on. Colognes, they make me feel good. All of these is just. Good morning. Right now we're about to get active with the team. We're about to do this call. But besides that, we about to see what we could do. Yeah, let's just get the day started. No cap. Let's get to work. Yeah, it's just gonna be 100% just like back testing, essentially. Just going over all of last week, going over all the trades that I wouldn't even say really won me money. The one trade that lost me money, the rest that all were break-even trades. All the trades that were successful, that did play out, that didn't make me money. So let's get straight into it. If you want to work with me one-on-one to get access to this, first link in the description, but I'll give you guys some free game. I got y'all.
So yeah, we're gonna review everything after Sunday. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. You could tell for the most part it was an overall bearish week overall, but it was choppy, to be honest. I had a lot of chop in between besides a couple days, but we're gonna go over it. So let's get straight on into it without further ado. We're gonna go to Monday, and you guys know this step process we do every single time, and you're gonna be able to see that it had a little reaction off rip. But the first step we always do when we're doing any markups, or we're doing anything of that sort, we're always marking up the previous highs and lows. That's just the first thing that I do. Just keep it simple. And the first thing that everybody here probably notices, but after I draw the Asian session range, what does everyone notice? I just really need one person. I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. What is the one thing y'all notice right now from everything that I've done? Like just from the previous high and low. Yep, and that's really it. I mean, it's pretty simple. And then guess what time it happened? Take a wild guess. Take a wild guess. It ran it at 9. Yep, that first candle that ran the candle was at 9. We had the reaction at 10 o'clock. But there's a lot of reason why we had this reaction. But I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. I mean, previous is high or low. Or what would the overall trend at this point of? I would have said the overall trend was bearish, even though yesterday was bullish, even though we were bullish up until this point. I think the longs at 9 o'clock, if you would have been able to be in longs, the longs would have been a good trade too. But overall, something that fit the overall bias of bears, this is a very good move. And why? Because if you also look to the left, this low over here, if you pull it over, mark it up like this, I'm going to make it a fair value gap. We're going to go to the daily time frame. Come over. Didn't mean to do that. Boom, we're going to come over. But this, all the way up here, that candle low that I drew right here was a daily gap. right here. So that you can see this low, that's a daily low. And if we go back to now that time frame, that low was a daily gap. So in the midst of doing all this, it ran this previous high while trading into this daily gap. Now, even though it did go above about 160 points, that's what happens sometimes with a higher time frame. It's a higher time frame area. Like this is a bigger range, which is why we don't trade on the weekly chart. We don't trade on the daily chart when we're trading on an intraday basis, right? We're trading on the lower time frame to kind of make more sense of the move. But I'm gonna explain how you could have possibly taken advantage of both the shorts and the longs. But I'm going to talk about the longs first, because the main thing people always ask is how can you tell the trend? The main thing I do to tell the trend when I first just go to the charts, I'm always paying attention to London session first, because yesterday might have been bullish, but if we're bearish as fuck London and we're going into New York still bearish, we might be more bearish. Is just paying attention to what are we doing right now. Now, say on another example, if we're bearish from the previous day and then London is also bearish, I'm definitely probably going to be bearish going into New York session, because I'm just following the trend. Now, in this case on Monday, London was bullish as fuck. That doesn't mean that you couldn't have taken this possible long move, because in my opinion, you could have very easily got a trade to try to take out or try to target this previous high. So even though someone could have got this trade as a possible short, I say you could have been using this area as a target, because the main thing you guys got to understand when it comes to trading, I don't really even like to say I have a real strategy. I have things that I look for, because the same thing that could have been your TP could have been somebody's stop loss, could have been somebody's entry, right? Because this is just an area within the market that we're expecting a reaction for whatever reason. Now, if you wanted to possibly take advantage of this buy move, the main reason behind it would have been the fact that we were bullish as fuck since London session, and the main thing that London does, it leaves clues. We consolidated, we got a push, and then what got left behind? Now, if I were to go to the higher time frame, I could tell you this right here was a 4-hour gap. I don't want to go too many different time frames, but this high right here was a 4-hour gap. So we pushed, dropped, created this gap, had a push again, and then what time did the gap get traded into? And if you also take it a step further, this 4-hour gap right here, right? I'll label it just so you guys don't get confused. This 4-hour gap. If you look right below it, what do you see? This is 1 hour. So it's just double the confluence right within the same area. I'll even change the color so you don't get confused. But I'll just make it, I don't know, green just for bulls, right? But this area within here, you could have very easily had this as a buy move to try to take it all the way up to this high, to look for it to target that previous high, with the expectation that after that high gets ran, we could drop. After that high gets ran, we could keep pushing, but that's a good area to be able to take advantage of that trade. Now, if you would have been able to get in this trade, the safest possible entry would have been to get in as soon as it tapped into that 4-hour gap, as soon as it tapped into it. The 4-hour gap would have been the bare minimum. If you would have wanted a safer entry, you could have waited for the 1 hour. But on a day like this, a 50-point stop loss, it would have been more than enough. But if you would have rather been safe and started with 100 points, putting it below that low, that still could have worked too, because you still kind of got a 1 to 2. Now, me personally, if you would have wanted to get out as soon as it ran this high, you probably would have had to have about 50 points. But if you would have had a 50 point on this trade, you would have got more than a 1 to 2. Also, so you would have got almost damn near a 1 to 6, a 1 to 5. But this is a good example. I'm just trying to get this. But this is a good example of a counter trend trade, because for the most part of the week it was bearish, but on a day like this, from paying attention to London, from paying attention to the low that got created, from paying attention to that previous day's low after running Thursday's low, that's just little things that you could pay attention to that lead to why price is doing what it's doing and how you could take advantage of it. Because this is counter trend, like I said, but all it did was lead up into that high getting ran that eventually continued following the overall trend, which regardless, it's just about taking advantage of where you are right now. Because no matter what, if I would have been bearish from this area up here, if we're all the way down here at my time to trade, I'm still expecting price to have this big ass push regardless. So if that's what I'm expecting, I'd rather not marry a bias and just read the market. I'd rather not marry a bias and just understand what is the market telling me and let me be able to take advantage of it. This is one trade that you could have been able to take, and let me write out the annotations for it. This could have been at 9 in the morning. You got the 4-hour gap with the 1-hour gap getting traded into, and this was also following the overall trend from London session. I don't want to put too many like clutter here, but basically 9 in the morning, 4-hour gap, 1-hour gap. If you want to take it a step further, we also had 42 400 big figure level, And then we could also probably pull a fib, but in my opinion, I don't think there was a real fib level in here to really have this reaction since it's so high in price. But this right here, 1, 2, 3 confirmations following the London session trend. That's more than enough for you to get a trade. Now, if we move on to the possible short entry, the one that would have been the ideal trade, that one that would have been able to lead into the entire week all the way until Thursday, being bearish, the high of the week. This was created after price did what? Trade into this daily gap over here. Now, even then, this daily gap wouldn't have even really been an area I would have taken the trade off of because it doesn't necessarily make sense for where it is, right? If I'm looking for a false break or for value gap fill, I'm not necessarily looking to take this type of entry unless maybe it was we made these highs at 8 and 7 in the morning and then we already started dropping going into 9. Maybe then it would have been something I could have taken advantage of. But besides that, I would have been trusting the fact that after we got this previous high ran right here at 9 o'clock, that would have been where the entry would have really been. Now, in terms of wick and how wide this range is, it went 120 points. Now, in my humble opinion, I don't think I probably would have caught this trade. It would have been very hard to catch a trade like this, even with a 100-point stop loss. It would have been very. You would have had a crazy entry. And in my opinion, on a day like this, just because it had this type of move, just because this is the ideal move of the week, doesn't mean it would have been accessible, right? Looking at this hindsight, the overall bearish move, the overall drop, I always tell you guys, we have that consolidation, we'll have a false break of some sort, and the price will keep going. There's a lot of times where you're not going to be able to even catch this move down here. Like it's not just because this is the ideal move. It's harder to catch for a reason. It's harder to expect when it's just gonna stop moving. Now in this case, I would have got the entry at that previous high around this 42,600 area, and it just would have kept going a couple hundred points higher just to keep going lower. Now what I will say is even though this wouldn't have been a trade that we could have really taken advantage of due to how wide the range was, if this would have happened earlier. And what do I mean by this would happen? Because we see that at 9 o'clock, we close. 10 o'clock, we close with a little bit of wick. And then 11 o'clock, close bearish, going below this previous high. If this was happening at a different time, so say, for example, at 10 in the morning up here, say this wasn't 10 in the morning. Say this was 8 a.m. Say we made that at 8 a.m., right? And then this next bearish candle happened at 9 a.m., right? Say that's just kind of how it happened instead of the time that it did. Now, if this gap would have got left behind going into 10 a.m., this would have been a good trade idea. Now, that's the one thing I want you guys to understand. When it comes to the market, just because this didn't happen at our time to trade, the market is fractal. If I were to get rid of everything on my chart right now to where you guys just seen nothing, there's no saying what time this is. There's no saying anything. Because the market does the same shit at different times. You've seen this type of move happen during Asian session. You've seen this type of move happen during sessions you don't trade because the market does the same things at different times. It's just about being able to take advantage of it during your time, right? So if this would have happened at 8, we created the high of the day possibly at 8 in the morning, which is very likely because 8 o'clock is a time where we have news. 8 o'clock is a time where there's a lot of volume, which highs of the day and lows of the day get created around that time. 8 o'clock led into 9 o'clock being bearish. 10 o'clock, if we would have traded into this 1 hour gap, that would have been a smooth trade because you would have got a bearish engulfing. You would have been holding that previous high. And guess what? You have that daily gap here. And you could just see how price kind of respected it later on in the day. But this is what I ideally would have wanted to be in because catching this original move would have been way harder. But if you would have tried to catch this fair value gap move, you could have had a 50-point stop loss on this type of trade and you would have been smacking. Went smacking. But all you really need is a 1 or 2. But the real reason behind why this trade would have been high probability would have been the fact that it traded into the 1 hour gap after having that bearish engulfing. And I guess we could say 42,600 like the previous confirmation. And then I would really say the daily gap wasn't the reason for the entry, but it was the reason for the price expectancy to go lower. Because even though this wasn't the reason why I was able to get the entry, this is the reason why price had the reaction that it did. Because if we go to that daily time frame, right in here, where filled this gap. What is this? This is February. That is not there. I'm tripping. Should be looking too similar. Where is it at? Boom. Right over here. Was it right here? Wednesday, Friday, Monday. Yeah, right here. This gap right here. Even though it didn't really give me my entry, you can see that based off this higher time frame, what is it doing? It's held this daily gap, and then did what? Dropped going into the rest of the week. So that's just one thing you guys gotta understand. You can catch trades and shit. It's just about being able to read the market for what it is. 1 hour gap, 42,600 with a daily gap. It's not that, in my opinion, I would have rather been in the longs on a day like this to be able to get out, because this would have been harder to catch. But neither here nor there. It's just about being able to take advantage of what you can. Are you recording this session? Yeah, I'm recording this one. Any area with a gap, I can mark it even if they aren't consistent candles or the same color. I would say, yeah, it's just going to be a different type of gap. Now, say, for example, if you have, let's just pretend I have green candles for a minute, right? Let's just say we have a bullish candle, right? And then this closes just like this. And then we get another candle that opens just like this. The main thing that you could do when you're saying basically how the gap is in multiple candles, when we have this high right here, and price, say for example, this is at 9, right? Say we close bullish at 9 in the morning, and then 10 o'clock, we also push. The fact that we already been pushing bullish, I might already have that bullish bias. I might already have things that happened. I might just be trying to take advantage of the move. Now, in this case, it's not like this candle's already closed, right? It's not like it's closed and I have both this high and this high to kind of go off of. In this case, if I'm doing it before the candle closes, I would have to make sure that when it comes back down, that is like my way of being able to get back in, because when it retests this on the lower time frame, it's doing something like this, right? On the higher time frame, this is what the wicks look like, but on the lower time frame, it's going up, retracing back into a gap, right? Which would be this candle's high before pushing back up. So that's like one way of being able to take advantage of it. And say this happened at 10 o'clock now. So at 10 in the morning, it retraces into the gap while you're bullish, and that's your reason to be able to get into the trade. Now that's going to be an imbalance. Personally, these are better when you're really trying to take advantage of a trending market where the market is already moving and you're trying to stay in. But then you also have the fair value gaps. The fair value gap is going to be when you actually have closed candles. When you have 3 closed candles in a specific direction, that is when you have an actual fair value gap. But this is only going to be when you actually have the candles closed, because when they close, they leave this area within the market that price can come back to. And it's like the same thing. On the higher time frame, it looks like this, but we're expecting it to retrace. On the lower time frame, it's pushing, retracing into something, a gap, before going higher. But that's like the same reference essentially. This is what it looks like in candle form. This is what it looks like in market structure, trend form, if that makes sense.
Just like that, we're done with the game. I ain't gonna lie, one of the better sessions I've had in a while. I'm not gonna lie to y'all, just because there was a lot of game involved. Just going over pure price action. I'm probably gonna put the part with the imbalances and fair value gaps, and I'm gonna go over Monday. So yeah, you guys are gonna have a lot of games. So make sure you like and subscribe. Make sure you comment below that you're enjoying this shit, because the game that I'm giving you for free is what people are paying for. Now, mind you, I'm gonna give you probably like 5 minutes out of the hour video, but trust me, this shit works. The same thing happens over and over and over. Like, I don't try to overcomplicate trading because it's not complicated. We overcomplicate ourselves. We're the complicated part. Dealing with ourselves, self-sabotaging, all of those things, that is the hard part. But the system, the strategy, the market, it does the same thing. It does the same thing. And you guys clearly just seen that. But with that being said, we're about to get on with the rest of my day. I'm about to have this all uploaded and everything. So yeah, next is time to shower and probably get up with my day. All right, just grabbed my bag and everything, packed it with all the stuff I'm about to bring to the gym. Take big ass bottle. And yesterday also, I didn't record it, but I went and got an Ethernet cable for the PC. So when I'm doing stuff that requires high speed, it's all plugged in. And that's plugged in into the Ethernet, well, the Wi-Fi, I mean. But I'm about to come onto the balcony real quick. Still upset that the damn storm knocked that down and made me lose the piece, because I can't sit over there. So, matter of fact, let me try to order that on Amazon once I go down to the gym. But I mainly just want to talk to you guys for a second. I had some food. My girlfriend, she's getting ready to go to work, and I'm getting ready to go to the gym, so I'm getting ready to go to work. Is there people at the pool? Oh yeah, the pool is hella packed. Hella packed. But you know what that calls for? Time for me to go to the gym. Because most people aren't at the gym, more than likely. I can guarantee you, I'm gonna go down to the gym. There'll probably be 3 people, 4 people max. Maybe. Hopefully there's none. And I have the whole gym to myself. That will make me feel really good about working out on a Saturday. And then after this, I have to hop on the one-on-one calls. Then the video is gonna be
done. So yeah, nothing crazy. Last 2 days of my life haven't been too eventful. Market conditions have been dookie, but you guys already seen that inside the chart breakdown. So besides that, let's just get to the gym. I just want to get this shit over with so I can actually enjoy my weekend. Let's get it done. And ain't that some shit? There's about 40 people at the pool, and there's nobody besides me in the gym. I don't want to say I manifested it, but I low-key did. So let's get to work. Let's make the best of it. I got my whole content equipment and everything, so we can have a great workout and do what other people won't to achieve what they never will and what they can't. Let's get busy. As of right now, I just got done editing some content, got done the gym and everything, and I came to the executive decision that this vlog is gonna be damn near 40 minutes. I'm gonna save the one-on-ones for tomorrow's vlog. Tomorrow's just gonna be a lot of answering questions, a lot of game when it comes to money, mindset, trading, stuff that I'm helping my students with. I'm gonna put that in tomorrow's vlog because you guys got a lot of chart game, got a lot of vlog, got a lot of stuff, right? In a 50-minute video, most of you aren't even gonna make it to that 55, 60-minute mark where the game is gonna be. So I'd rather save that for tomorrow's video, and it just makes the most sense because now I can actually get this video up, edited, and out of the way with a decently amount of time. So about to hop on these one-on-ones, and with that being said, if you wanna work with me one-on-one, I got 6 spots available. You can apply in the first link in the description. And if you wanna get access to these calls, trust me, I'm right here. I'm here to help you. That's my job. I'm a trader. I like to help other people become traders, and I like to show other people the way that they can make money like me online with trading, with content, all of the above by becoming the best version of yourself. If you can become the best version of yourself, the sky's the limit, and I can promise you that. But I love you guys. The second link is the free trading training. And stay tuned for tomorrow's video because it's going to be a lot of game. You know what time it is? Time to get to work.